Good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. Thank you so much for joining me here in the Room to Room Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut here for Mississippi Live Weather, and we've been talking a lot about some burn bans and just some fire weather occurring across North Mississippi. So let's get right into this forecast and this broadcast to give you the very latest. So let's start off with this camera out there in Winona, still showcasing that fire that's occurring quite a ways away. I know Matt was talking about this earlier. I think it's around 14 miles away from the camera, but you can still see those smoke plumes continue to kind of rise throughout the day. Just seeing that site off in the background, 64 degrees, still feels that way, but that dew point humidity still very low. That's kind of what's responsible for this weather and these warnings being issued all across North Mississippi. We're going to continue talking about that later on in the broadcast, but we are experiencing that northeasterly wind starting to affect those out there across North Mississippi, and especially those in Winona. So still kind of seeing that ongoing fire occur, which we also have a video to show you guys. Take a look at this. This was sent in by WONA radio group out there, and a firefighter, Kirby D, showing that Carroll County fire kind of ongoing across the area, and as they continue to work very hard to keep this as contained as possible for you guys. So just kind of showing that work that continues to be done with what continues to be kind of an active weekend with this fire weather affecting a few of us here in North Mississippi. But of course, we want to keep emphasizing that this isn't an unusual occurrence. This is things that continue to occur across North Mississippi, and I know those guys are going to continue protecting you guys as we continue pushing further and further into the weekend ahead. So still going to be a beautiful forecast, beautiful days ahead. We want to make sure to keep you guys updated. So Carroll and Webster County fires continue. I'm going to show you that Webster County one in just a second, but that's kind of the top headline as we head into the 6 o'clock hours. We're also talking about those burn bans. We were talking about them increasing the past few days. Well, they increased yet again. Going to show you which county got added to that list. But thankfully, relief is on the way. Not only is that just kind of some rainfall coming back to North Mississippi, but that wind direction is going to change, bring back some of that moisture, that humidity, not allow us to feel as dry. That's going to help us all out as we get ready for our Sunday tomorrow, but definitely into the work week ahead. So still beautiful forecast, but we definitely have to talk about these burn bans as we continue to want to be safe during this beautiful weekend. But take a look at our current burn bans. The county that did get added was Lee County, so make sure to continue taking this seriously with all this dry weather we're experiencing, because these flames, they can kind of become uncontained pretty quick, and we're starting to see that take place across North Mississippi. So something as simple as maybe a bonfire, y'all hanging outside, might not be the smartest idea. Just stay inside or just enjoy your outdoor activities without any campfires. Not the weekend to do so, just with how dry and windy we've been across North Mississippi. But Lee County has been added to that burn bans list. Wanted to make sure to give you guys the very latest heading into the weekend. So let's take a look at the first 12, because it's still beautiful outdoors. I want you guys to go out and enjoy these temperatures outdoors. Low 60s by 7 o'clock, those clear sunny skies above. That's going to continue for the rest of the night as we slowly drop down in those temperatures, pretty much in the mid 40s for our overnight lows, waking up in the mid 40s tomorrow. Maybe some mostly sunny skies above with some cloud cover trying to work its way back. Still not seeing too much moisture tomorrow, but definitely going to be a beautiful day to be had before we get ready for the work week ahead. We're also talking about those Webster County fires. This is a camera out there in Maben, kind of viewing west towards Webster County. You can kind of see some of that smoke, not as evident as the one we just showed y'all out there in Carroll County, but 64 degrees. That northeasterly wind continues to affect us, but very dry out there, 28 degrees. 26% humidity. So want to give you the very latest, kind of see those visuals out there across North Mississippi. Again, a big thanks to North Mississippi Storm Chasers for providing these cameras for us, because not only are they very helpful during severe weather, well, they help give us those eyes down on the ground for even some fire weather occurring across North Mississippi, as we, of course, experience all weather here in our state. But let's take a look at our Mama Justice Doppler radar. Again, want to keep emphasizing it is beautiful outdoors. We are experiencing dry conditions all across North Mississippi. That continues to be the story and one of the main factors for these burn bans, and that's going to continue to be the story overnight heading into the evening hours ahead. Now, what we are talking about with that surface analysis is this cold front. That moved on through last night, kind of allowing us to stay dry. Unfortunately, didn't bring any precipitation with it, just with how dry we've been lately. But that cold front continues to move on out of our area. Pretty much nothing happening across the country, especially down here in the southeast. That high pressure system is going to continue moving on to the east, and that is a good thing. That's a sign of some relief eventually going to start making its way back to North Mississippi. because all that wind, that clockwise rotation, it's going to start bringing that moisture from the Gulf. And we'll see that southerly wind start to affect us, allow that dew point, that humidity to start rising, not going to be as dry and become a little bit more humid outdoors. That's going to help those burn bans and those fire weather warnings. It'll help us out in the long run. But right now, we're still talking about that drier air, that northeasterly wind affecting us here in North Mississippi. This is around 6:30, so within the next few minutes, but still talking about dry and clear conditions outdoors. As we continue into the evening overnight hours ahead, still going to be very beautiful. We're staying dry all night and pretty much clear as well. Some of that cloud cover is going to do its best to push in, especially further south into our viewing area. So by the mid-morning hours, could see a few clouds up in the sky, but for the most part, going to be another sunny day to be had tomorrow. Going to be a beautiful one at that, so make sure to get outside and enjoy it. Because the next 24, a perfect way to end the weekend. Mid-40s as you start off the day, 6 a.m., working your way up towards clearer skies. Those mostly clear skies continue to be a little bit of the story in the mid-morning hours before becoming almost completely clear by those afternoon hours. 74 degrees by 3 o'clock. Going to be a beautiful day tomorrow across North Mississippi, and then we'll slowly start cooling off back down towards the mid-60s tomorrow evening, and getting ready for another work week to be had. But it's going to be a beautiful weekend here, continues to be one. Also another beautiful work week, but thankfully those rain chances also returning. We're going to be talking everything you need to know as we continue pushing further into Sunday. And of course, those fire weather warnings, those burn bans, everything you need to know coming up right after this break.
Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 6. Let's take a look at your evening planner as you get ready for your Saturday night. I know some people, especially down there in the Starkville community, y'all have prom tonight going on. My little brother, very excited hanging out with everybody. It's going to be a beautiful evening for you guys and just anyone here in North Mississippi as we wind down our Saturday. Pretty much upper 50s still by 8 o'clock with those clear skies above. That's going to continue to be the story, slowly cooling off towards the mid 40s by 2 o'clock, and that's pretty much going to be your overnight lows. That wind starting to die down, sign of that relief, going to start heading our way, allow us to feel a lot better. But those temperatures right now all across North Mississippi, definition of perfect right here. Pretty much those low to mid 60s all across North Mississippi. It was a beautiful day. Got out with the family, kind of practiced some softball out at the fields. It's just been a beautiful, sunny, clear day here in North Mississippi. So I hope you guys got out and enjoyed it, even though we kind of have some of those fire and just active weather occurring across North Mississippi. Now, you wouldn't guess that with just how dry and clear we are all across North Mississippi. Thankfully, that continues to be the story heading into the evening hours ahead. Even by that 10 o'clock broadcast hour, still talking about those clear skies, but that wind, not quite as evident. Still moving across North Mississippi in the northeasterly wind direction, but we're going to start to shift a little bit. It's not going to be as windy, even gusty. We're going to start to see that direction start to shift, come out of the south. And with that, it'll kind of bring that moisture, allow us to feel slightly more humid outside, but the key factor, not as dry. And with that, bringing that relief, allowing us to get further and further away from this fire weather. But those low temperatures tonight, pretty much in the low to mid 40s all across North Mississippi. 45 out there in Amory, 44 in New Albany, 43 Water Valley, and 45 again out there in Cleveland. So still going to cool off tonight. Going to be a beautiful start to the day tomorrow as you get up to go out to church. So let's take a look at that church planner. Still a beautiful day for your Sunday. Mid-40s as you walk out of the door, those mostly clear skies above. And for the most part, it's going to be a sunny day. Could see some of those clouds start to return with a little bit of moisture making its way back, but pretty much just another sunny day on tap. Warming on up towards the mid-70s tomorrow afternoon and cooling off still into the low 70s by Sunday evening, shortly after that 6 o'clock broadcast. Now, coming back to Futurecast so we can kind of walk you through what to expect tomorrow and where we could see some of that cloud cover start to make its way back, kind of along Highway 45 on the eastern portions of North Mississippi in our viewing area. Could start to see some of that cloud cover continue to build on up into the mid-morning hours. But notice, not going to stay around for too long. So mid-morning, starting to see that cloud cover a little bit heavier down there in the southern portions of our viewing area, but already kind of becoming more thin and wispy. And we can also talk about that southerly motion that's responsible for that moisture, that cloud cover returning. Definitely not going to allow us to feel as dry as we go about our day. So definitely a good thing. I know we don't like talking about mugginess and humidity here in North Mississippi, but it's definitely a good thing as we wrap up our weekend, and it's not going to be that excruciating summertime mugginess, just going to be what we need as we get further away from this fire weather. But Futurecast still showing by Sunday around 6 o'clock, those sunny skies all across North Mississippi. Going to be a beautiful day to be had tomorrow. Take a look at those high temperatures, still mid to upper 70s all across North Mississippi. I don't think any of us are in the low 80s, so still above average for this time of year, but definitely a little bit better than where we have been earlier this week. 75 out there in Amory, 77 Houston, Bruce, Eupora, 79 Grenada, 76 out there in Clarksdale, and 75 out there in South Haven. So still another beautiful day. It's going to feel almost exactly with those temperatures outdoors, so definitely shorts and short sleeves weather as we continue to experience these above average conditions temperature-wise. That continues to be the story as we head into the work week. Those temperatures, they're going to quickly climb up. So, of course, go outside, play some pickleball tomorrow. I know me and my friends love doing that, so maybe that can be my morning activity before heading to work. Again, mid-40s by 7 o'clock, working your way up towards the mid to upper 70s, and still low 70s by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. As y'all can already tell by now, it's still going to be a beautiful day to be had tomorrow. Coming back to Futurecast, we can still talk about those mostly clear and just dry skies all across North Mississippi. And as we wrap up our Sunday and get ready for the work week ahead, we're still talking about that all across our viewing area. Mostly clear skies Sunday night heading into Monday. But notice, we're going to see a lot more moisture start to make its way back in the form of cloud cover. With that, we could see maybe a few sprinkles, spotty showers trying their best to make their way into North Mississippi. Notice the lightest shades of green, not confident on these rain showers, not going to be impactful, but could see a sprinkle as you walk out of the door, especially closer towards the Mississippi-Tennessee state line. But by lunchtime, all that moisture above our heads just going to be in cloud cover all across North Mississippi. So a little bit cloudier start to the work week, but here we go with those rain chances. Even by that 5 o'clock broadcast, could be tracking just a few showers and some sprinkles moving across North Mississippi. Again, nothing impactful, but will definitely be nice to see some rain make its way towards our respectful homes because we have just been super dry lately. Definitely want to see that rainfall, especially with some ongoing fires across North Mississippi. But take a look at the rest of your Monday night heading into the overnight hours for your Tuesday. We quickly return back to drier conditions. So definitely going to continue to be kind of a calm start to the work week before those rain chances start to ramp up more and more heading into the back half of the upcoming work week. Now those high temperatures tomorrow, Monday, we were talking about not being in low 80s. Well, we quickly start to see those temperatures rise heading into Monday. Almost all of North Mississippi in the low 80s. A few of us still in upper 70s, 79, Hamilton, Red Bay, Iuka, and Booneville, 81 in Holly Springs and Oxford, 82 South Haven and Clarksdale, and then 84 down there in Belzona. So already going to be a little bit toastier as you start off the work week. Those temperatures will continue to climb, but definitely above average conditions. They're going to continue to be the story with what we have just continued to kind of bear here in North Mississippi throughout 2026. But those future feels like values helping us feel a little bit better though. Most of us were in the low 80s, quite a few of us dropping back into the upper 70s. So still going to be beautiful, still that kind of spring-like temperatures a little bit later on in the year, and here just a little bit early, but still definition of pretty much perfect conditions outdoors, especially if you like those warmer temperatures. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. As you can see, a little bit more active on the back half of the work week, but let's focus on the rest of our weekend first. Mid-70s for your highs with pretty much sunny skies above. Could still see some clouds trying to make their way in, but again, going to be a perfect day outside tomorrow. Cloudier conditions throughout your Monday before returning back towards those mostly clear conditions Tuesday. But Wednesday and on, we're talking about those rain chances becoming a little bit more significant and more impactful across North Mississippi. I will be curious to kind of see what we continue to change with your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Could start to see maybe some more thunderstorms make their way back into the forecast. But right now, still confident on those rain showers. Need a few more ingredients and those models to line up before we can talk about those storm chances. A little bit more confident on them on the back half heading into next weekend. But taking a look at our 7-day forecast, going to see those rainy conditions make their way back into the forecast, and definitely much needed and kind of a good sight to see with them being a little bit more consistent, especially with how dry we've been. But don't go anywhere. I want to give you kind of another update with those fire weather warnings occurring all across North Mississippi, give you the very latest, even read out some messages that some local people have been sending in, especially those EPAs. I'm going to give you the very latest coming up right after this break.
We can see the lowering. We're going to have a good shot at that as it approaches the Ryenzi area. Tornado warning now issued. We'll do a push alert behind the scenes for folks here up here in Alcorn County. Rotation on this thunderstorm increasing to the point back into Tippah County as well, where the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for your locations.
It's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing to 11.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I want to kind of come back to this Winona camera, still just kind of showcasing those smoke plumes out in the distance, a lot more apparent and obvious compared to that Webster County fire we were showcasing earlier on in the broadcast. So still kind of that ongoing fire occurring out there in Winona. That is one that Matt was talking about a lot earlier with his update during the mid-morning hours. So still 64 degrees, that northeasterly wind coming out of the northeast around 9 miles per hour, kind of responsible for kind of aiding these fires just a little bit, allowing them to continue spreading with just how dry we are and how we're still not that muggy outdoors. So kind of wanted to showcase that again, but let's talk about those warnings all across North Mississippi as well. All of this pink, they're fire weather warnings, and these expire later on tonight. Could still see them extend just a little bit more into our Sunday, but around 7 o'clock, so within the next 40 minutes, could hopefully start to see a few of us get out of this. But I know for those out there in Carroll County still experiencing those conditions, and pretty much almost all of North Mississippi under these fire weather warnings. The only exceptions is the further northwest you go, so DeSoto, Tate, Tunica, and Coahoma, y'all are out of this. I'm experiencing slightly better conditions, but majority of us, the main story, let's just not really kind of burn things outdoors, not really have any outdoor campfires, bonfires. Not the weekend to do so, but also it's warm outside. We're not really looking to try to heat ourselves up outdoors. So let's take this seriously, because these flames, they can quickly spread. Don't want to cause any evacuations and any more that have kind of currently been ongoing. But also the SPC puts out fire threats as well. This is typically what we show you for severe weather with those level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 out of 5 risks. Well, they also kind of help you out with weather as well. So most of North Mississippi, again, in that elevated or maybe level 1 out of 3 risk. But again, majority of us, excluding just a few counties up there, especially DeSoto County, just south of Memphis. But a majority of us continue to be in that fire threat. Before going towards our hot spots, I wanted to read this out. This was from Mississippi Forestry Commission Michael Crabb. He sent this out about that Webster County fire we were talking about earlier today. He said, right now there's one active fire in Webster County. That location is at Mountain Moriah Road, and Ray Road crews arrived on the scene at 3:04 p.m. So just slightly earlier before this broadcast started. The fire is 30 acres. Containment is 90%. Resources on the scene are 3 dozers and 6 total personnel. 2 residences threatened, but fire lanes have been put in place to protect them. Earlier, there was another fire in Webster County near this same location. That fire has been contained. So definitely some good news, as unfortunately more fires kind of pop up across North Mississippi as we continue pushing into the afternoon hours. But I know your local EPAs and forestry commissioners. They're going to be on top of it. Make sure to take care of this because, like they keep mentioning, this isn't unusual to us here in North Mississippi. We don't want you to think this is kind of a rare thing. They don't know how to handle it. They're on top of it. They're going to make sure you guys are continued to be protected across North Mississippi. So let's take a look at that fire tracker. This is one that Matt was talking about a lot earlier, and it kind of shows you kind of the different colors of these fires occurring within the past 7 days. But one we keep talking about is just out there in Carroll County, working its way closer towards Black Hawk. But notice we haven't really seen it spread much. But take a look at that direction. Starting to shift just a little bit as, well, we've kind of made it past the day, but still ongoing across North Mississippi. But it's kind of pushed more northeast. And with that, it's because of that wind direction, bringing in that drier, just non-muggy conditions here to North Mississippi. And we were talking about that relief that's starting to make its way back to North Mississippi. That wind direction is going to start to shift, come out of the south, and with that bring in those more muggy conditions, that more moisture make its way back to North Mississippi. So it's kind of updating it just a little bit more right here, kind of showcasing that continues to be today. So I think it's just trying to show all the different layers on top, because you can see that kind of ongoing out there in Carroll County. So still an active fire out there. We were kind of just showcasing that on our Winona camera. So still going to keep an eye on that. Make sure to give you guys the very latest updates, but still showing that this is usual. We can handle this, and they are on top of it. But also wanted to show y'all the hot spots. I know this is something Matt was talking about earlier. If I'm not mistaken, it kind of looks slightly less, I guess, bright or vibrant for that area. So definitely a good sign, but we're not seeing it spread. You can kind of see it start to dim just a little bit there, but actually I think that reset the morning. So kind of just showcasing that fire continues to just be ongoing across North Mississippi, but they're going to make sure to continue protecting you guys, and we're going to make sure to give you the very latest updates. So wanted to just kind of run through that. That continues to be the big fire. Just gave you the update for those in Webster County. But again, it's still a beautiful weekend. Take these burn bans seriously. Enjoy some time outside and just don't be stupid. We know these dry conditions continue to affect us here in North Mississippi, and we can take the necessary precautions to not cause any fires. Let that relief make its way to North Mississippi, and we'll be good to go. But of course, here's the QR codes to both our iOS and Android app. We appreciate all the support you have given us. We want to make sure that app is tip-top shape, so continue to send in any feedback, what you want to see in the app, what works, what doesn't work. We want to make sure it is at its best for all of you guys out there, because we believe it can be a life-saving app designed for you guys to keep you safe. Of course, we'll be live later on tonight at 10 to give you the very latest and, of course, give you any updates on some more active fire occurring across North Mississippi. Thankfully, that continues to not be the case, as we saw Matt go live earlier, providing you guys with that update, and thankfully we haven't had to go live since then. So still beautiful conditions outdoors. I hope you guys are enjoying y'all's weekend. Continue to do so. And we'll be live later on tonight at 10 to give you the very latest here in the Room to Room Weather Center.